Hey guys, Boss and Ramos, and wasn't really expecting to make a video on this today, and then watch the game with some family, the Monday night game. One of the only real games I had a chance to watch this week. It's been a pretty busy week, but don't worry, I will be watching a lot of these highlights and whatnot throughout the week. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the Tyreek Hill news, and today they released the footage of the body cam from the officers, and I, like most of you guys, have seen the one that Andy Slater has posted. Uh, but there's more and more and more coming out. Um, so I've just compiled one, just like the timeline of things that, will happen. Try to have them in order as possible. And then once we get to like the body cam videos, there will more so be just live reactions to a lot of them because some of it is for me unseen footage. Um, I've only really seen the Andy Slater one that he released. Um, we're gonna cross through it, but yeah, uh, my thoughts just off of the Andy Slater one is, you know, it was brute force by some of those police officers, regardless of what Tyreek Hill did, which we're going to get a good look at it because there is a video of them chasing them down. Uh, but regardless of what he did, and yes, he was being a bit wise with them, it did not meet the force that he was met with. But yeah, we're gonna dive deep into some of this stuff. So I'm just show you guys a timeline of the day. Everything we're gonna be saying is off of Twitter. Just wanted to keep it real simple that way, so you guys can also look up some of the stuff I found today. But really quick, Tyreek Hill at what was it, 10:30 a.m. versus Tyreek Hill at 3:15 p.m. It's a bit funny. Uh, you know, one of the largest celebrations that we're probably going to see this year. Most iconic, I could say. But there's Tyreek Hill once he got detained, has the handcuffs on, his arms are behind his back. He's just in a tank top. Looks like he's wearing sweats, but those could be some type sort of designer jeans. I don't know too much about that. But here's him at 3:15 p.m. mimicking that with Jalen Waddle, which many Dolphin fans, myself included, had a good joke at it. It's crazy. This is very similar to the Scotty Scheffler situation, how he was arrested, booked, processed, all this stuff, and still made it out to the course. Yes, there was a weather delay that day. It was an agonizing day working at a sports media company, but coming into work and first thing you hear is Scotty Scheffler's arrested. Yeah, it's great, nonstop coverage of that. But besides the fact is, luckily, he was able to be released out of police custody, and on top of that, just go out and help the Dolphins get a win because, like you guys saw, like almost everyone saw, he had that big 80-yard touchdown reception, and it was one of the deciding factors in the game. Was it the difference? I could say yes. I mean, without those 7 points that we got from that drive, I don't think the Dolphins win that game. But he's a difference maker on the field. He has a bit of a questionable character, and as a fan, as someone who likes to talk about this team, somewhat report on them, there's no denying there is some character issues with Tyreek Hill, but his play on the field speaks for itself. So let's keep it moving. This is in post game with
Walking
Melanie
into the locker room.
Collins.
Because I already know what time it is. That's automatic Jason, man. You feel me?
Tyreek, it's been a roller coaster of a day for you, starting on the way to the stadium, a day filled with adversity. How would you just describe your mindset coming into this game today?
You know what, man? So when I left home, I told my wife, I was like, babe, I'm finna go to work, and I'm finna get prepared for my day. Little did I know, that was quite a surprise on the way, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, dog, I got a job to do. And my job is to come inside of this stadium and be great, dog. So
what did it mean?
He did that. He came into the stadium and he did great. He was surprised on his way to work. So there's no lies there by Tyreek Hill. But let's keep on listening.
To you for your teammates to join you this morning and show support.
Bro, I love that. I was fired up, dog, to see Jonnu, to see Calais, right there in the heat of the battle with me, man. That goes to show that, man, it's more than about football, dog. Like, the brotherhood that we got outside of just football is amazing, dog, because those dudes were, like, really risking their lives for me. You feel me? So, shout out to Jonnu, shout out Calais, shout out to Drew Brooks, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my mom, too. My mom got out the car and go South Georgia, you feel me? Shout out to Mon Dukes, too, you feel me?
All right. So, yes, a part of Tyreek Hill being detained also led to Jonnu Smith and Calais Campbell being involved. I haven't seen yet, and I don't want to speak wrongfully, but I don't know if Jonnu actually got detained or not. I saw he had some of the interaction in that Slater video, but aside from that, I did see bits and pieces of Calais Campbell getting detained. And it's just very unfortunate situation. Guys who, yes, they kind of forced their involvement in this situation, but at the same time, they're trying to help their teammate, their brother, in any type of way they can. So, I'm not really faulting Jonnu and Calais Campbell for getting in this situation. If one of my buddies is having trouble with the law, like, I see them literally getting put in handcuffs on the road on the way to work, like, I'm going to go check this out. I'm going to try to see if I can help in any situation. I feel, what Calais and Jonnu Smith, without fully watching any of the videos, I saw most of Jonnu's interaction from the Slater video. Felt like it was very harmless. He was checking in on his teammate and seeing what was going on and seeing how he could help in any type of way. But keep it moving with this
Tyreek,
interview.
what happened this morning?
You know what? I'm not going to comment on any of that, man. Like, whenever stuff come out, we just... best in the nation. We the best in the nation, man. But look, like I said, I'm not going to comment on that. We just going to let bygones be bygones. Move on and learn from it. That's it.
Appreciate the time, Tyreek. Congrats on the win.
Free my dog. Hey, free Cheetah, baby. Slap.
All right, so, yeah, you pretty much heard it there. He wasn't going to speak on it immediately after the game. And, rightfully so. You want, in any type of situation, you kind of already knew his team was planning on pursuing legal action, which we'll get to in a second. But, yeah, it's a very interesting situation. And the fact that you don't speak on it immediately after the game is just something that most of these professional athletes do if they ever come across situations like this. But keeping it moving, we have a nice little video from Will Manso, and it was right after the game. Calais Campbell had just hit his post-game presser. Let it load. Let's hit the refresh button on this one. But to give you guys some context, it's Calais Campbell leaving the podium. Tyreek Hill was coming up right after him, and they dab each other up, and that's my brother, stuff like that. We're gonna, if it loads, yeah. Oh, the internet never changed. And this thing that sucks. I had it all prepped up, ready to go for you guys, and then internet fails me, unfortunately, and then it plays a video without doing it what I want to do. All right, this video is being problematic, but basically what Will Manso said here is Tyreek Hill had a "I love you" to Calais Campbell as he went to the podium, and is just speaking on the character that is Calais Campbell. He is obviously the oldest player on the team, the longest tenured player on this team, longest player in terms of NFL career on this team. So, definitely his presence in the building has some gravity to it. And a lot of the guys are gravitating towards Calais Campbell. And to see, him just even having any type of getting out of his car and checking on Tyreek is just showing you something that only a guy like Calais Campbell would really do. And also shout out to Jonas Smith for also doing so. But this is Tyreek Hill shortly after that hitting the podium. And this is the most, like, he really spoke about the situation. So let's take a listen.
Right now, so I've been trying to figure that out too. I've been trying to figure that out too, man. Right now, I'm still trying to put it all together. So I'm not gonna give you a version that I still don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to be able to use this platform to say, like, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, bro? Like, worst case scenario, because it's crazy. Like, I want to be a cop one day. I got a state trooper, had all that, so I got a lot of respect for cops, man. But obviously, everybody has bad apples in every situation, so I want to be able to, use this platform, to figure out a way to, like, flip this and, make it a positive on both ends, on my end and then also Miami-Dade, so that way we can team together and, do something positive for the community, because that's what it's all about, bro. Like, you guys are here to, like, protect us as individuals, and, I have a platform and I want to be able to team up with you guys, so that's all I got to say.
So you literally heard it there at the end. That's all he's got to say. He wasn't really speaking much on the situation, but, he was trying to be a very cool and calm demeanor and show that it truly, at the end of the day, didn't affect him. And, I mean, he played pretty well in the field. He had over 100-something yards. I mean, the play speaks for itself. He came into the game very level-headed and made winning plays for this team after such for most people, a traumatizing situation. And like he said, what if I'm not Tyreek Hill? We're going to see some stuff with some of these other videos, but let's dive into those. So this is the video I would imagine most of you guys have seen before. This is one of the earliest videos to drop. So this is a body cam from the officers from police department.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up?
Tyreek saying don't knock on the window like that. I'm going to play that back really quick. The officer with the body camera knows that it's Tyreek Hill once he walks away.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up?
It's Tyreek Hill. I don't know if he was telling it to the officer nearby, or he just... Tyreek Hill gave the officer his license, and he said, do what you gotta do. From my first instance of watching this, my understanding was
Hey,
he was
keep
pulled
your
over
window
for a
down.
speeding violation.
Keep your window down, I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me that, bro.
Get out of the car.
Give me that, bro. Break that freaking window.
Get out of
So right then and there, officer on the left, being a bit aggressive, put your window down. I don't know laws, so I'm not telling you whether or not he did or not break a law, but he gave the officer what he needed and told him, just do what you got to do. The officer took that as a slight and requested for him to keep his window down, and Tyreek Hill refused, and he put his window up. Then comes in officer number 2 here, the one with the black sleeves, and immediately aggressive, saying, I'm going to break the freaking window. Like, all right, it's not that big of a deal. The guy is stopped. He's not running away from you guys. So let's keep it moving.
the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out.
So right then and there he goes, opening the door. Tyreek Hill, if you can, you can't really see here. I'm going to go a little bit out of the full screen here so you can see a little bit better. There's a full screen. You can kind of see Tyreek Hill's foot is, approaching like to get out of the vehicle, responding to the police officer's commands. But if we keep it playing,
Get out. Get
he's
out.
getting dragged out of the
Point
vehicle,
of down if you understand.
thrown down to the vehicle.
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested.
He's
Drew.
on the phone with his agent,
I'm
Drew
getting arrested.
Rosenhaus, telling
getting
him
arrested, Drew.
in live time
I'm getting out, bro. God damn.
he's getting
man.
arrested.
When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
So I don't know which officer is speaking, but it seemed like it was this one, the one in the black sleeve. But when we tell you to do something, you do it. Understand? And then he continues on.
I understand not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
All right, bro. Take
Too
me to
late.
jail, bro. Do what you gotta do.
So you'll tell him you're a little effing confused. It's too late now. Blah, blah, blah. Like, just this guy over here on the right just immediately interjected himself in the situation and amplified it times 10. We're going to keep it pushing.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone.
He hung up
Stop
the phone.
crying.
Stop crying.
y'all
Don't move.
good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
He also said, shut him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for?
Tyreek's so big issue right now
Yo, bro.
is them touching the window
Bro,
of his
bro,
vehicle.
yo, bro, dude beating on my window like he crazy.
That's Johnny Smith and a buddy of his pulling up,
Dang.
beating on my window like it's crazy.
Hey, don't park there.
The officer with the body cam is asking Johnny Smith in his car, please don't park there, which, not following the police order already. But he's trying to be there for the aid of his teammate, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. You'll see more of John in a second.
Hey,
This is where things seem to escalate a bit more, aside from him getting dragged out of the vehicle.
hold on, bro.
Asking
I
him to
just
sit
had surgery
down.
on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had.
So we'll take it back there a sec. Let's take it back a couple seconds. So this officer right here is asking Tyreek Hill to please sit down. And then this is the guy that's just not making any situation better. You guys already just saw what happened, but he just brought him to the ground.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery
Really,
on
what
my
a
knee, bro.
coincidence. I just heard you in your ears when we got there. Put your window down.
Chill, bro.
So Tyreek is yelling out, I had surgery on my knee multiple times. This officer, Tyreek is saying, I had surgery on my knee not too long ago, he goes and proceeds to essentially tackle him from behind. This officer has a registered tackle against Tyreek Hill. Not a joking matter, but he also proceeded to say, did you have surgery on your ears when we were telling you to lower your window? This officer has been witty, mouthy, full of remarks, and not being a professional. Just by far from what I'm taking from this video so far.
I just heard you in your ears when we got there. Put your window down.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew.
All right. Johnny just got out of the vehicle. He's approaching them. It's a high intense situation for these officers as they've been working about it. So I could understand the immediate reaction to the officers, approaching Johnu and trying to neutralize him from entering the situation. As in the eyes of the police officer, they have no wrong in doing so.
Call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew.
Calais Campbell was off to the right there. I don't know if you guys saw him. I'll pull it back just very quickly. There's Calais Campbell right here. So Johnu and Calais arrived on the scene roughly about the same time.
Call Drew. Call Drew.
Tyreek is crying out to call Drew Rosenhaus, his agent. Oh,
Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey.
camera light almost fell on me.
What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
So, black sleeve officer was all up in Johnny's face, but stopped him from, entering the vicinity of this police area.
Hey, listen, hey, man, they got Tyreek, the cops over here beating on him, man.
Listen.
They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big
man.
man.
I don't know who he's on the phone with, but I would assume it's either Drew Rosenhaus or someone from the Miami Dolphins, some other person involved in the Miami Dolphins organization.
Don't park there, man. Just get in
Hey,
the
yo,
car.
hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
He's on the phone with Drew.
Just get in the car.
Right up the side, on the side of the,
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey, you're in the car.
Who's the driver?
This is my car.
All right, move.
All right, I'll take that.
You gotta move right now.
I'm coming, man.
Let me have your license. You're gonna have a ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna have a ticket. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving. Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
Sir, what's going on,
Your license right now.
So this was the initial officer that was speaking to Tyreek when he was knocking on the window and stuff like that. And then comes back into the situation and is immediately being aggressive with Johnny Smith. Johnny Smith is not posing any real threat aside from maybe being bigger than these officers. He is an NFL tight end. They typically run large. But just immediately move your vehicle, which he's not responding to. I totally understand the officers, trying to act in the right. They told John not to park there, and he's still parked there, and now he's asking for his license.
You're not gonna give me your license?
Get in the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license?
I'm leaving.
Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving,
Your
man.
license
I'm
right now.
Sir, you want me to
Hey,
leave?
your license right now.
I'm leaving.
Or I'm gonna lock you up.
just told
Your
me to
license
leave.
right now.
He just told me to
Your
leave.
license right now.
Sir, you just-
You're dealing with me now.
Sir.
Your license right now.
So that is the extent of a video that I would assume most of you guys have seen. This was one of the first videos that had been released. Yeah, this guy and the guy with the beige extra long sleeve and the guy with the black long sleeves, more of the more aggressive guys. The guy who has the body cam on and this officer right here have seemed to be, at least in this instance where I saw only 4 officers, been the most level-headed and cool and calm and collected. Meanwhile, black sleeves here and we'll just call this guy like beige sleeves or whatever. Those have been the more overzealous guys. So we have even more footage. So we have stuff just full on from the beginning of when they started to pursue Tyreek and so on. So let's start this video off really quick. Just gonna refresh the page. It's not like the Will Mansell video and it loads in. We're getting there, slowly but surely. But if you guys have made it to this point in the video, let me know what your guys' thoughts are so far from what I've gone over. We're about 20-something minutes into this video. All right, so we have one of the body cams from one of the cruiser officers. But let's see. There's Tyreek Hill right there. He's approaching the stadium. Appears to be driving relatively fast compared to the rest of the traffic. And there they are, chasing him down. Moving relatively fast to follow him right now. And here's the officer finally catching up to him. He seems to be in like some sort of like McLaren. Officers there telling him to pull over.
You're speeding.
You're speeding.
How fast am I going? Move forward.
How fast am I going? Pull forward. Oh, the officer finally has officially pulled him over. You can tell right here, this is the officer with the beige sleeves.
Don't knock on my window like that, no. Like what?
Don't knock on my window like
Why you have it up?
Don't knock
So
on
this
my
is the
window
body
like
cam
Why you have
footage
it up? I
of
have to
the
knock to let you know
officer
I'm here. That way you can lower it and talk to
with
me.
Get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down.
So, yes, Tyreek Hill put his window up. and the officer's asking him to put it down. You know, the only reason I would assume the officer wants the window down is just so you can have a better visual of what they're presuming is a suspect of speeding. Yes, his windows are pretty tinted, but just from this footage alone, you can see Tyreek Hill in the vehicle. It's a bit, I would say, disorienting the viewing. Like, you can't see completely into the vehicle. Appeared that Tyreek was putting on his seatbelt there.
Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Give me that. I'm gonna break that freaking window.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now.
So most of this right
We're not
now
playing this game. Get out.
is just a different angle from what we've seen before.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Damn. What part of blood is doing this now? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, dude.
So just gonna skim through most of it. So this officer removed himself from the situation when they pulled him out of the vehicle. Mostly a guy with the black sleeves, you know, led the charge on removing Tyreek Hill from the vehicle. So here's just another angle of, I believe, Johnny Smith arriving. I say it's Johnny Smith arriving. Here's Calais Campbell.
Back up. Back up. Back up right now. Back up. Back up right now. Get back. Get back. I'm telling you, go back. I don't have to talk to you. Go back. Go back. Go back. Wait. Pass our card. Pass our card. You want to be in handcuffs too? All right, then back up. We're not playing this game here, man.
I just want to know what happened.
So it's not your business. It's not your business. Keep going back.
So here he is telling Calais Campbell it's not his business. You know, all of this is happening relatively fast. I don't think it was very vocalized on who it was that they were pulling over. I'm not trying to, like, pull a Tyreek Hill's NFL player card to let him get to the stadium. Who cares if he's speeding? But I feel like should they have known who it was they were pulling over, who it was that they were detaining at the moment, they would have acted a little bit more level-headed. They are literally outside of the stadium that Tyreek Hill works at. You know, he's a big part of why these guys are working this patrol. So just be mindful of that. So John is there ready to...
Hey, get back in your car before you get a ticket.
So then
Get back in your car.
here he is
You gotta go before you get a ticket.
approaching John.
Who's the driver? Your license right now. Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
All right, let's see this video. The first officer who approached Hill did not know who Tyreek Hill is. You know who that is? No. That is one of the Dolphins star players. Oh, yeah?
Why is he acting up like that? You know who that is, right?
Huh?
You know who that is?
No?
He's one of the Dolphins star players.
Oh, yeah?
So, my comment before, you know, it's one of the Dolphins star players. The officer was just like, oh, yeah, didn't really seem to pay no mind. Now, I'm not saying it's like, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to make an example out of him, or, oh, yeah, like, who the hell is that? Like, he was just like, oh, yeah, very nonchalantly. All right, that seems to be the extent of this video.
I'm not going to tell you to leave. I'm going to give you one more time. If you don't leave, I'm going to take you to jail.
All right, So this is Black Sleeves again.
Get in your car and leave.
Listen,
Avoid this. Get in your car and leave.
I'm giving you an order. One more time.
Get in your car and leave.
One more time. I'm giving you an order to get out of here. Hey, put me down right here.
So there they are, detaining Calais Campbell.
Nope, too late. Nope, too late. I told you. Multiple times. I'll move the car. I got you.
So once I said again, this guy seemed level-headed, you know, mindfully so. These guys, the Dolphin players, are not exactly following the request of these officers. So is he doing anything illegal? No. But they're asking him to leave the scene, and they're reluctantly doing so, which ends up in Calais Campbell getting in, put in handcuffs.
Move the car, sir, please. Please move the car.
The car has to hang out for a minute now. He's under arrest.
The car has to hang out for a minute now. He's under arrest.
Huh? What's the reference? Yeah, careless, because he was speeding too fast.
Careless driving, speeding too fast, also did not have a seatbelt. That is what I've taken so far from what I've heard of the chatter of these officers. All right, this is just another angle of him being detained.
Hey, Drew.
This is
Hey,
a
Drew,
rough
I'm getting
one.
arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin.
When we tell you to do something, you do it.
I'm getting
You understand?
out. I'm getting out,
You
bro.
understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
All right, bro. Take
Too
me
late.
to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
bro. Y'all,
Don't move.
good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy. What y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, y'all, bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn. Hey, hold on, pull to the side, no new.
Have a seat.
I'm gonna have a seat. Hey,
Have a seat.
I'm finna.
No, you're doing it now. Go.
Hold on, twin, hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
He's good.
I just had surgery on my knee.
He is
bro.
choking him
I
out.
just told you in your ears when we told you to put your window down.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro.
So, officer in the black sleeves, like clearly the true aggressor in this situation. Shout out to Jonathan Jones for having all these videos. But yeah, just, officer in the black sleeves is clearly just being the ultra aggressor in this video. Not cool. So here's a video from Upuku News. Up UK News. I don't know. But some of the stuff we've already seen so far. Them trying to catch up to Tyreek. Let's see what else we got. This is about still the same instance that we've seen for most of these videos. But there was one here that was like an hour and 45 minutes long. This one's 2 minutes. This is another view. See if we see anything crazy. No. Seems a lot of the same old, just of the detainment.
He's giving you a lawful
This is
command.
Calais
You need to
Campbell
step
getting
back.
detained. So this is the hour 45 minute I was talking about.
Hey, they really just hit me though. For what though? Y'all beating on my window and stuff like that, man.
I think this is the officer I've been telling you guys about. That's been one of the more level-headed ones.
Stay on that side. Stay on that side.
Telling people, pedestrians, to stay roughly away from the scene. Walk on the grass if you guys can.
Brother, grab me by my neck.
You need the tag and everything? Because you're going to 39? Are you 39?
I don't know. Actually, let me get the tag.
Just write down the tag and then he can move the car. Because you're going to need the tag.
So this is the detainment of Calais Campbell.
You know what I mean? Then he can move the car.
You know exactly what you're at.
It's called fail to obey. We gave you a lawful command to do it. You didn't do
Fail
it.
to obey.
Now you're under arrest for failure to obey.
Failure to obey.
Yes, we gave you a lawful command.
He told me I have to move my car.
And did you ever move the car after multiple times of being told
He
no,
told me just
sir?
now. He said, if you don't want to go, I'm
Okay.
going to arrest you.
You didn't move. You just kept standing there recording.
How many times I told you to leave, man?
You didn't listen.
It's
Okay? Even, hear me out. I was the last one to.
All right, before we hear this guy out, hear me out. This officer has seemed to be the most level-headed and, you know, using his words in a, how would I say it? Like not being aggressive. He's being very polite. He's trying to be, you know, cooperate with these people. And he seems to be the most level-headed one.
Get here, you know that, right? So when I get here, I don't know what's going on, but I hear them telling you multiple times, move the vehicle, move the vehicle, move the vehicle, and you don't do it.
What's your ID?
What's your ID? Come on. Don't hit this car, though. No, I'm not. No, I get you.
What is it? Y'all know he's a Dolphin player, right?
They want to play games and they want to act up, and this is where we are. How many times did we not tell him to move this car?
I know, but he's
Right?
enough for his.
Just when I was, you know, applauding this officer, he goes on saying stuff like that. Listen, the officers are just doing their jobs. These Dolphins players are just trying to go into work and do their jobs. Aside from the fact is their failure to obey the laws, so on and so forth. So, you know, at this point, what he said, a little bit jarring, but he's not lying.
Right? Hold on, hear me out. How many times did we not tell him to move the car? Okay?
I know,
You
but
didn't
they're
listen.
looking out for their teammates.
I understand that. But if an officer's giving you a lawful
I
command,
got you. No, I
you got to do the
But y'all know
lawful
that's
command.
Tyreek, though, right?
Yeah, I absolutely know who that is, right? I don't know. I was the last one to get here. Did you not see that my motorcycle was the last one here? You're good to go, man. Come on. Come on. Bam! Come on. I know you were blocked in. It's okay. Let's go.
Sorry, I'm with them.
No, I understand. You're good. You were blocked in. Go.
Don't worry about it. Get it? Okay?
So seems to be more. I'm just jumping through. This is a really long video.
Listen. I'm giving you an order. One more.
So this seems to be a compilation of a lot of these police cam footages.
It's 50 feet, sir. Keep walking. Keep walking. You film all you want. I'm filming you too. Your camera doesn't scare me. Keep walking. That's not 50 feet. Keep walking. Keep walking.
All right, so the guy that was in Johnny's vehicle is wearing an NFL Films vest. So I'm assuming this is one of his buddy. I mean, in the vehicle with Calais Campbell. It seems like he's just like a privately hired cameraman for Calais Campbell. Don't know who this guy is though.
Keep
Typical
walking.
Florida man.
That's not 50 feet. Keep walking. Bro, just back up. You're making it. It's too hot. Just back up. I'm not making it anything. No, we got it. Everything's under control. No, everything's
Super cop right now.
Whatever. We got you. Okay. We got you.
John is not in handcuffs there.
As a matter of fact,
He's on the phone with Drew Rosenhaus.
real tough guy.
55 mile per hour. Absolutely. Right there, take it right there. Right over there. Tough guy right now. Hey, tough guy, what's your name?
All right, so I don't know if you guys could have heard that, but there's Tyreek Hill in the back screaming, "Hey, Mr. Tough Guy, what's your name? Mr. Tough Guy." So for that, at this point, I understand to a degree where Tyreek's coming from. He's in a very high stress situation, and you know he got dragged out of his vehicle by these officers, deservingly so or not. It's brutality. He wasn't meeting them with the same aggression, so there was no need to do that. Now here's Tyreek mouthing off at him. It's not great. It's not a great look for him, but guy's frustrated. He just got pulled out of his vehicle, slammed down to the pavement, and then forcefully also brought down to the curb again. Didn't get slammed onto the curb, but he was literally telling the officers about his knee procedure, all this stuff, and they still proceeded. And this this specific officer with the body cam is the one with the black sleeves. Very chatty, very mouthy at Tyreek. So you just know the competitor in Tyreek is also game day. He's amped up. Stuff like that. Doesn't seem like much is going on. Thankfully, this officer didn't continue to escalate the situation.
You were placed in handcuffs, but you were detained, and now you're no longer detained. Okay. I am writing a report that I said that you were taken into custody, and the reason why, and that you were made whole, which means that you were uncuffed. Okay. Just so you know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. You're not being charged with anything, but just so you know what's going on. Okay. Okay, and that's it. I mean, you can stay there. Okay, as long as you comply, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, but understand, if I ask you to leave, it's for a reason. Okay. If I ask you to do something,
you saying I'm free to go or I can't stay here?
Whatever you want. It's up to you. I'll leave it up to you.
Okay.
If you're here,
I'm going to leave.
That's fine.
That's
fine. I'm letting you know. As long as you comply, I don't have a problem with you staying here.
What's your first name?
Danny. Danny Torres. Okay?
All right. So I may have skipped too far ahead to see him actually taking the cuffs out of Calais Campbell. But he was explaining to him, you're no longer detained. You're free to go. Just comply. Please comply. If I ask you to step back, stuff like that. And Calais Campbell was very respectful. Something I would expect out of a 17-year NFL vet. Seems like we're still on this officer's body cam. He's still at his station here on his bike. Now there's plentiful more officers here. Seems like a whole lot of nothing going on right now. It seems like maybe some representative of the Dolphin is out there right now. All right, so I think this is just cycling through all of these body cams. It seems like a pretty decent crowd there has been gathering. It looks like Calais Campbell's there. Drew Rosenhaus just arrived to the scene. It's hard to make it out. It's pretty pixelated. Who else could possibly be there? All right. More people arriving to the scene. This is Officer dealing with Janu. So this is where the video mostly cut off.
Playing this game here, man. All right, go get your license.
Both officers are watching. Officers try to keep a close watch on Janu. Rightfully so. Last thing you want is to allow someone to reach into the bag and they pull out any type of weapon. Still on the phone with Drew. Johnny. Johnny, read the roads, big guy.
Yo. Stay here, man. Hey, what's his name? Tell him to stay here, bro. What is it? John. I know. But chill. Stay over here, man. Talk to whoever you want, but talk over here.
I'm by my car, man. I'm driving past the game. They got Tyreek handcuffed on the top.
All right, so thankfully so far, nothing really crazy. Video here, guys. Made it this far. Appreciate you guys. All right, he's on the phone with Drew here. Let's speed this up.
Hey, this is ridiculous, man.
Come over here.
John was audibly upset. Said that this is effing ridiculous. What are you doing,
come
man?
Over here.
I'm right here, man. This is ridiculous, man. Well, what's up? What's going? What's the reason for this?
Orders, man. We're trying to talk to him to the window, get his ID. He doesn't put his window down.
All right, so the officer just said he's not responding. We tried talking to him, getting his window down to get his ID. Tyreek gave the officer his ID.
Identify yourself when you get stopped.
Man, this is
He's
crazy.
driving reckless since the turnpike back there. And we pulled him over here.
So driving reckless since the turnpike.
If he knows he's coming here, he knows all the traffic, all the pedestrians, you can't drive like that, man. You can't.
The officer has a point.
Make sure, don't stop recording, bro.
Let's see what else.
Who is Drew? Why is he coming over?
We got our team security and our agents, man. This is ridiculous, man.
All right, so John who called team security, which I think was that guy in the Dolphin shorts that I tried to point out earlier, and obviously Drew Rosenhaus, agent of
Are you listening to what
most
I
of these
said?
players.
I'm not going nowhere.
Drew
over
Rosenhaus,
here.
No.
agent for most of the
Driving
Dolphin players.
reckless since back behind the turnpike.
Man, all of this is
think-
uncalled for, man. All of
Listen,
this.
all he had to do.
Why is he getting
All right, but
arrested?
listen to him. What's your
Why is
name?
he getting arrested?
What's your
I
name?
think at this point, Calais Campbell is just getting detained, so he's asking the same thing.
Janu, why is he getting
John.
arrested though?
If we stop you and you don't identify yourself to the police, we have to get you out of the car. That's what happened.
Him? I'm talking about him. I'm talking about him. My other teammate. Why is he
Oh, I
getting
don't know what
arrested?
happened there. You guys,
You know what?
The officer said something, but just gonna keep it pushing. This is a long video.
Embarrassing of y'all, bro. What dude to slam me on my knee like that?
listen,
Like
man.
he a whole like,
You want to hear me out?
huh?
You want to hear me out?
What?
You're driving reckless since behind the turnpike, and that's the reason they called out your vehicle, saying you were driving reckless
But they
on the
don't
radio.
still give you no reason to pull me, snatch me out my car, do it? Do that?
He admitted everything. 5-5. You're you, bro.
Huh? Do that
If
give
you're
you a
driving like
reason?
a normal person,
Do that give you a reason to snatch you
no
out?
issue.
Do that give you a reason to
you
snatch me out my
gotta
car?
follow commands, man.
Do that give you a reason to snatch me out my car?
Wait over there, man.
Do that give you a reason to snatch me out my car?
Good old Florida man.
Do that give you a reason to snatch me out my car?
Button up shirt opened up.
You got proof of that, sir?
You can come you want from over there. You got 25 feet from us.
Hey.
Why you can't go?
No, ma'am. I don't. Thank you. My window like that.
All right, let's see. I feel like this is the video we saw earlier from, yeah.
Head back.
What's the reference, right?
So at some point we get a good look at Drew Rosenhaus in this video. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna go to next. But we've seen a bit of everything.
Whose phone was this?
I believe that's some of Tyreek Hill's phone.
Yeah, that's him.
All right, so it appears he's taking Tyreek Hill's phone somewhere. He put it inside the vehicle. Or some other phone.
Hey, keep moving. Keep moving.
So I'm assuming they're blacking out the police computers, them looking up information, etc. All right, so Drew Rosenhaus is on the scene. Trying not to jump too far. So let's see him come in. Best believe moving forward, Tyreek Hill will be arriving to the game with anyone but him driving moving forward. I don't know who this guy is to the left. This guy right here, no idea. Seems to be affiliated with the Miami Dolphins.
Those are mine? No, those are Donnie. Those are Donnie. Or Lee.
All right, so they're all circled around there. I don't know if they moved Tyreek here at this point. It seems so. Okay. Tyreek Hill emerges. So it's Tyreek Hill there.
Good question.
All right, no audio for this point for some reason. But it seems they have taken the cuffs off of Tyreek. He's been released out of police custody. It's true with Tyreek. I'm assuming some of Tyreek's family and maybe his friend or something there. He's shaking some of the officers' hands. I really want to see if he shakes the officer who was the one who brought him down. Yeah, so guy on the left, probably some sort of personnel for the Miami Dolphins. So he was speaking with his family. See y'all in the parking lot. It was not directed at the officers. I think this is when they brought him. So this is when they took the handcuffs off. Alright, so this is just another angle of them releasing Tyreek Hill from custody. But when they moved them under that tree and stuff.
Let me stand them up so I can take off this. I'm going home. Stand up.
I don't know who this guy in the red is.
Right, come over here. Don't fall off the sidewalk.
No, bro. Damn, this dude.
Open your legs. Just let him leave for a little.
Alright, ladies, consoling Tyreek. Tell him to just go with it. Getting him out of the house.
Appreciate it, bro.
Hold on.
I'm not, bro. I'm gonna go home, bro.
Tyreek said he wanted to go home after this. Here's so one of the officers was asking to take a picture either of or with Tyreek Hill. Listen, I get people can be starstruck. If Tyreek Hill came in somehow crossed past my job, yeah, I would want a picture. But I think this is unprofessional, especially after this whole big debacle that just happened. Be asking Tyreek Hill for a photo. That's just me. I get it. It's probably your only chance that you're probably ever gonna get a picture with Tyreek Hill. Then yeah. So that's it for the police videos, I want to say. But here's Mike McDaniel talking about the whole incident. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing.
It's been hard for me not to find myself more upset the more I think about it. And that's because of, my teammates and trying to put myself in that emotion or in that situation that they've described emotionally. And then knowing more than that, I think the thing that fucks me up, honestly, to be quite frank, is knowing that I don't know exactly, I don't know what that feels like. I think it's very, very important that that two things should be true, that I think you let due process work and information to be gathered to appropriately project an opinion. However, that I can't get away from the fact of what I know their experience be, and you try to put yourself. If I'm Clay Campbell and I'm 38 years old, and you're going to work. And then the whatever personal.
All right. gonna stop Mike right there real quick. But mostly just he couldn't imagine being in their shoes. We're gonna hear a little bit more on what he has to say about Calais Campbell.
Innocence that you have relative to, he's never had. Yeah, you're a gigantic, strong, just miraculous man that has done right in all way, shapes, and forms, and there's just elements to that's very triggering. But I do think that it's supremely important to wait for information to be gathered before any rush to judgment. But regardless, I know the feelings expressed to me are not are unsettling. So,
all right. So I'm gonna cut off Mike McDaniel there. Yeah. It's very unfortunate, the things that have transpired. And it's crazy to see what happens, but it's also good to see a guy like Calais Campbell and Johnny Smith, trying to be there to help aid their teammate. It's hard when there's law enforcement involved because they're just trying to do their job. And you guys are just trying to get to work to do your job. And you definitely want one of your best performing teammates out on the field. So you want to help resolve the situation as much as possible. Undoubtedly so. Here is a statement release by the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to just skim through it as fast as I can. We are saddened by the overly aggressive and violent conduct directed towards Tyreek Hill, Calais Campbell, and Jonnu Smith by police officers before yesterday's game. It is both maddening and heartbreaking to watch the very people we trust to protect our community use such unnecessary force and hostility towards these players. Yet, it is also a reminder that not every situation ends in peace. As we are grateful this one did. What if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? Is what he said in his press conference that we showed earlier. So they said it is a question that will carry with resounding impact. We are proud to have a strong, positive relationship with the Miami-Dade Police Department and other law enforcement agencies and recognize that the vast majority of officers do serve the community with the utmost character and desire to protect all citizens. However, as is on full display in the videos released tonight, there are some officers who mistake their responsibility and commitment to serve with misguided power. While we commend MDPD for taking the right and necessary action to quickly release this footage, we also urge them to take equally swift and strong action against officers who are engaged in such despicable behavior. I agree. One of the officers, I believe it was the officer, either in the black sleeves or the beige sleeves, was placed on administrative leave. I'm not going to go into the identities of the officers. That is not my place in this world. We will stand beside Tyreek Hill and our players as they work to use their platform and this situation to make a positive impact in our community. We have always believed that the game of football holds a unique power to bring people together, and we remain hopeful that through the collective work of the players, organization, and our community partners, we can create lasting change. Powerful statement by the Miami Dolphins there. They talked their talk pretty much. And then we're going to talk about one of the more interesting things to come of this is Tua going on a rant essentially from it seemed like his vehicle. So this is just a short version. I actually had seen when I had clicked on YouTube earlier. I was looking up somebody's videos and I was like, let me just go to Twitter. But when I was on YouTube, I saw the longer version of this video. It was an 8-minute video, so don't know the full details of that 8-minute video. But here's Tua on the Tyreek Hill situation.
Tyreek Hill being detained. Unbelievable. That's crazy. Dude was speeding all day today. Speeding before the game, speeding during the game. I hope he wasn't speeding after the game, but I think that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Especially that dude, like Tyreek in Miami. Like you know who that is, and man, my brother, just mindset that he had, adversity that he dealt with early on before the game, and him just coming through for the team on that 80-yard touchdown run, and then the Sally that he had. I mean, I thought that was super, super dope.
All right, so very nonchalant type of response from from Tua here, but yeah, it's a very ticky-tacky situation. It was very interesting to see, Tua speak out on it to a degree. He was just saying that, him getting detained was crazy, and then went on to talk about more so, his impact on the game, and then acknowledge that the celebration was dope, which I kind of agree. It was a pretty cool celebration. I mean, very timeful. The timeliness of it is one of those good things. But yeah, closing statements is there were a few officers that were overzealous and using excessive force. There's no doubt about that. And then there were officers that were pretty level-headed and, complying with all those involved. I don't know what actions were taken to truly resolve this incident and get Tyreek out of handcuffs. I would imagine it's along the lines of, do you know who's paying for you guys to be here? This is one of their best players. Release him. Like, if that is what happened, I wouldn't be too shocked. But at the end of the day, Tyreek Hill was speeding and reckless driving since he got off the turnpike. The officers chased him down, pulled him over, and tried cooperating. There was miscommunication there, led to Tyreek Hill being dragged out of his vehicle and being detained, to which other teammates of Tyreek Hill arrived on the scene because they're arriving to the stadium, to the game. And one was John Smith, was getting, dealing with the police, but luckily never actually got detained. Calais Campbell, on the other hand, got detained once again by the officer in the black sleeves. Yeah. Fortunately enough, everyone was able to not be detained. If Tyreek Hill would have gotten arrested, okay, you did the crime. You're gonna pay for it. But the fact that Calais Campbell got detained was very unfortunate. I wonder how big those handcuffs were, because he's a big man. Yeah, it's unfortunate to, see an innocent bystander, whether or not they were not obeying officers' commands, be detained like that for pretty much it felt like wrongful reasoning. But yeah, it's pretty much my whole take on this Tyreek Hill situation. If you guys stuck around this whole time, really appreciate you guys. I know it's a lot to intake, but I wanted to try to give you guys as much as possible because this is big time news. It became national media, and I think all parties involved are not happy about it. The Dolphins are not happy about Tyreek Hill getting detained on his way to work, and along with Calais Campbell getting detained and Johnny Smith having a bit of a scuffle there, but nothing, thank God, nothing too crazy. Tyreek Hill's just embarrassed just to have all this happen, but clearly not too embarrassed. He's actually acknowledging it a lot with the touchdown celebration, obviously so. But yeah, I think moving forward, hopefully Tyreek Hill doesn't drive the games as much or has someone else drive him, has some type of person drive him to games moving forward, because the last thing the Dolphins need is Tyreek Hill getting arrested again on the way to the game. And I promise you, if this were to happen again, they will be kinder to Tyreek, but they may not let him get off so scot-free. They did give him a ticket, but Tyreek Hill is also planning on pursuing legal action against officers. Yeah, that's pretty much. One more thing is Jalen Ramsey had spoken out and demanded that those officers were to be fired. You know, I think the only people who should really be going out and making statements like that are the people who were involved. Tyreek Hill, Calais Campbell, John Smith. Like, I get it. You're standing up for your teammate, but at the end of the day, these are police officers. They're just trying to do their job. They were just trying to do their job. And it always just takes one bad apple to ruin everything. So, you know, if I had to say anything about the first 4 officers on the scene, 2 of them overzealous, not the greatest people in the world. And then the other 2, more so like bystanders, are pretty neutral. One of them that I thought was, you know, one of the good ones, got a little sideways with Calais, but once again, he wasn't really obeying the officer's commands to the degree that the officer would have liked. So there's that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this whole Tyreek Hill situation. Hopefully it doesn't transpire into more things. Like, hopefully he's just, you know, it's not a long drawn out litigation that he's going to go through with all these people. But do I agree with him wanting to litigate them? I definitely think the brute force that he was met with was uncalled for. So definitely probably what he's trying to look after. Just really didn't like when I got taking him out of the vehicle, dragging him out. Like, I don't agree with that, but I understand it. You're trying to get this person, suspect, out of the vehicle. And then the fact that when they were asking him to sit down and trying to sit him down, the officer just comes behind him and pretty much chokes him out to bring him to the floor. Don't mess with that at all. Not cool. We'll see if anything else happens of this, but this is like all the big stuff. You know, see a lot of the body cam footage and just what has come of it and what led to it and how we got here. And that's how we did. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.